Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Tech King here, coming at you with another video today, and well, we're going on another desktop upgrade adventure. We're going to be upgrading this, which is currently has a 6700K i7 to this Ryzen 7 1700X. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the processors, this is a 8-core 16-thread. And that is a 4-core 8-thread. So we're going to be basically doubling our cores and threads with this. We got a motherboard. We got some RGB strips that will work with the motherboard. We got an SSD. We got a 1TB SSD to put our games on because we're running out of space. On our 525, we've got some thermal paste and some red cable extensions from CableMod. Now, with that being said, I just thought I'd tell you, I got all this stuff from Micro Center, which, you know, me and a couple of guys, we drove up to Kansas City yesterday and we went to Micro Center. We got some stuff. You know, I live in the Oklahoma City area, so it's not a short drive by any means, and I'm still kind of hurting from it, so I'm going to do most of the video from my chair, and hopefully I can stay more comfortable that way. But anyway, with that being said, I figured we would go ahead and do a montage build this time, so let's roll into it. Alright guys, here we go. First boot test. And the motherboard's lit up, so hopefully that's a good sign. I think I've got all my cables plugged in, all my fans and everything, so let's give it a shot. The other thing though, I did use the little pin-out adapter from my old Asus board. So hopefully the power button and everything's hooked up in the right spot. If not, we should be able to fix that pretty easy, but the pinouts look the same, so here we go. Woo! I gotta make some fan changes. Powered on! We have video! New CPU installed F1. Set fan. Alright, well, let's see. Okay. Let's see if it boots. I may need to change the boot drive though, because I do have a drive in here that has Linux on it. Yeah, I may try to boot to that first. Let's see. Let's just let it do whatever it's gonna do, and let's see what it boots. Also, you may notice the case isn't lit up. I got a new RGB strip. So we should just have to configure that and it should come right on. So it looks like it's going to boot Windows, which is what I want it to. It's getting devices ready. So yeah, it's going to boot Windows. So I'm going to give it some time. This is probably going to take a couple minutes because it's like, oh, new hardware. So we'll let it run. Hopefully Windows boots. And if it does, we'll be almost done. Okay, so we did kind of boot. We got some driver issues we got to work out. I think we're installing some drivers now, so I think we should be good. In the meantime, I wanted to show you guys this. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. And anyway, I thought I would start it. Let's take a look at what's in this box. It's pretty cool. And we're going to call this Project ITX. So this is the beginning of my ITX build. There it is. So it's obviously not very big, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be powerful, because this is the 6700K I just took out of there. It's going to go in this build. And this is a 525 gig SSD that I just took out of there and replaced with a 1 terabyte. That's going to go in this build. And we at some point will put this Radeon card in this build and get a probably a 1070 Ti for the main desktop, but we'll see. In the meantime though, we will put this 750 Ti in there, because it works okay. It's a video card. May not run your games on the highest settings you'd like it to be, but hey, it will do something. And this EVGA 500 watt power supply, that should fit in here. This is supposed to support a full ATX power supply. I mean, you are limited to length. This isn't a very long power supply though, so don't expect to have problems. We could actually test fit it, I suppose, but it's obviously small. But let's take a look and see real quick just what we have planned. So your ITX motherboard sits right here. Graphics card goes right here. And the panel does have ventilation right here, so the card should be able to get plenty of air. I've got a drive mount here, got another little fan here, and then a 5 1/4 mount. I don't know if we're going to use this yet. It's going to depend, because the 5 1/4 mount can come out to give you more room. And there is a pre-installed 120mm fan here in the front. What I'm going to do though, because why not, I'm going to put this 6700K in here with 120mm red in the front. With that being said, to get it to fit, we may have to take this 5 1/4 bay out. I don't know if there'll be enough clearance for the fittings and stuff on the sides, but we're going to give it a shot, because if it does fit, that's going to be really cool, just because of the fact that I'm going to put a Blu-ray drive in here, and this thing can be used as a media player as well as a fairly portable gaming PC. So I'm gonna pull this out of here real quick. And just test fit it. I'm not gonna even screw it in. But this should fit right there. So there you go. There's your power supply. Fits right in. Yeah, I'm excited for this build. So here pretty soon we should start it. You know, obviously I need a motherboard, I need RAM, and that's about it to get the thing running. Like I said, eventually we're going to make it a little bit more powerful with a better graphics card, but you know, when that will be is yet to be determined. So alright, well, after what has been hours and hours of troubleshooting, this has been my problems the whole time. This is my BX200 Crucial SSD 240 gig. I've been using it as my boot drive for several months now, without any problems, really. I mean, I had some problems initially when I installed it, but I seemed to have fixed that and didn't have any problems after that. But once I installed the new CPU and motherboard in here, I had nothing but problems. At first, you know, I figured I'd be able to just slap it all in there. I figured I'd be able to slap it all in there, Windows 10, be like, oh, new hardware, find it all, and I'd be good. No problems. Yeah, that didn't happen. So I thought it was driver issues. I screwed around with drivers for an hour or so. I don't know, probably close to, maybe even close to 2 hours, and couldn't get it to work. I fresh installed Windows on this drive, which seemed to work at first. Windows would boot, but then after, 5 to 10 minutes of having booted, would just lock up, just completely freeze. Couldn't control Alt Delete, no mouse, no keyboard, no nothing. Would have to physically hard reboot the computer. So I tried swapping the SATA cables, make sure it wasn't a cable or anything like that. Tried a number of different things like that, and then resorted to installing Windows on my 525 gig SSD that I was going to put in Project ITX. So, yeah, I don't know. But it hasn't locked up yet, and it's been running for almost an hour. So I think we're good. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and finish this and get the thing put back together. So, yeah, let's do that. Well, there you have it, guys. We got it all set up. This project took way longer than it should have. But nonetheless, we did get it done. It's all hooked up. We'll get it overclocked and everything. I'm not gonna show that on video at this point. It's it's 9 o'clock. I'm just done with this thing. It is it's been ridiculous. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. I may do some other stuff off camera, and then at some point show like a whole overview of everything. We'll see how everything goes, but expect videos on Project ITX. I don't know how fast that's gonna happen. I've got to get the parts. I need a motherboard, RAM, and an SSD now. But nonetheless, we'll get it done, and I will see you in the next video.